just read a Chat GPT prompt that asked the artificial intelligence, if you were Satan and you wanted to stop a young woman from meeting her potential and fulfilling her life's purpose, how would you do it? This is how it answered. I will undermine her self-worth. I will plant seeds of insecurity, making her constantly question her value. She would focus on her perceived flaws and weaknesses rather than her strengths and potential. By keeping her self-esteem low, she would struggle to believe she deserves success or happiness. 2. I would create toxic relationships. I would encourage her to surround herself with negative, toxic, or manipulative people who drain her energy, discourage her from growing, whether through unhealthy friendships, romantic relationships, or even family dynamics. These people would keep her from reaching her goals. 3. I would fuel the fear of failure. I would amplify her fear of failure, making her terrified of taking risks or trying new things. She would stay in her comfort zone, avoiding all the challenges that would lead to her growth. The fear of embarrassment or rejection would keep her from pursuing her purpose. I would distract her with superficial goals. I would shift her focus away from her true calling by making her prioritize materialism, popularity, or external validation. She would chase after short-term rewards, money, status, appearance, while neglecting her inner development and long-term purpose. I would then instill a victim mentality. I would encourage her to feel like life is happening to her rather than for her. By convincing her that she's powerless in the face of her circumstances, I would keep her from taking control of her destiny. She would then blame external factors instead of seeing the power that she has within herself to change her own life. I would create constant comparisons in her mind. I would ensure that she constantly compares herself to others, feeling inferior, jealous of their achievements. Social media will become a tool for self-criticism where she believes everyone else is doing better than her. This would sap her motivation and make her feel like she's never enough. Then I will promote perfectionism. I will make her believe that anything less than perfect isn't worth doing. She will then become paralyzed by the idea that she has to be flawless in every aspect of her life, whether it's her career, relationships, or appearance, leading her to procrastination and stagnation. Then I will discourage emotional healing. I will make her avoid addressing her emotional wounds or past traumas, convincing her that healing is unnecessary or too painful. By doing that and keeping her unhealed, I would ensure that old wounds and unresolved pain continue to hold her back and sabotage her future relationships and all of her decisions. Then I'll foster burnout and overwhelm. I'll encourage her to take on too many responsibilities, causing her to spread herself too thin and eventually burn out. By overwhelming her with stress, I'll keep her from focusing on her own true purpose and making any meaningful progress in any one area. Then I'm going to normalize her settling for less. I'm going to convince her that it's easier and safer to settle for mediocrity, whether in her career, relationships, or personal growth. She'd believe that pursuing her dreams is too risky or unrealistic, so she'd settle for a life of comfort and conformity rather than pushing toward to her own potential. I would then fuel her imposter syndrome. I would always make her feel like a fraud whenever she achieves success, convincing her that she doesn't really deserve it. No matter how much progress she makes, she'll always feel like she's faking it, which would hold her back from ever fully stepping into her power. Then I'm going to block her connection to her intuition and to her faith. I'm going to weaken her connection to her own inner wisdom, intuition, or any spiritual guidance that she might rely on. By creating doubt in her own instincts or in a higher purpose, I will keep her disconnected from her inner clarity that she needs in order to make aligned decisions. Through these tactics, I'm going to aim to keep her in a cycle of self-sabotage, fear, confusion, making it incredibly difficult for her to rise to her fullest potential